think that was back around 2020 or so. We had a conversation where he spoke to me about his marriage, that he had been with his wife for double-digit years. They'd have been together for some years, but they don't live in the same house. She lives in one city and he lives in one city. But I can't get a divorce because God won't let me divorce her. Why God won't let you divorce her? Because she needs me. She won't make it without me. This was in 2020. And I kind of let the conversation, I probably said something, but I ain't let it ride like I did day before yesterday. Was it yesterday? It was Friday. So when he said that, he said the same thing, and he was like, God won't let me, cause she can't make it without me. So the conversation continued on, and the more that the conversation continued on, and it's highly possible that it is that way. But the more that the conversation continued on, you also found out that he couldn't make it without her. Period. I also found out that they both used to be addicts. They both used to be addicts, and she actually brought him to Christ. They both got clean, and eventually she returned back to addiction. The way that it sounded, when she in addiction, she wild out. And he said that when they got married, it was only like a friendship. He was not in love with her. He is now in love with his wife. They are moving back in together in the beginning of the year. But he kept trying to make it seem like she had to do something to make it better. I asked him if I could tell his story. I said, I won't mention you guys' name. She need to get right with her money and da-da-da-da-da. But he wound up having surgery and wound up having to move in with his brother. But the longer we talked, he was speaking about selling his house, and if he could sell his house, he wouldn't have to worry. His wife wouldn't have to worry about stepping up her financial game. It's basically like you was asking her to come in there and do her part. When if we talking biblical, let's talk biblical. Let's talk what the Bible say without trying to cut into it right quick. We talking biblical, and the man that finds a wife finds a good thing. He's supposed to be able to provide for her. So and he started calling Bible. You know, you supposed to be able to. I'm supposed to be paying all the bills. He said that, and he said if I ain't doing right at home, I'm not supposed to be taking care of the church. I'm not supposed to be leading at the church. He brought all of that into it. So when he brought it into it, I then brought back to his realization. You know, you said your wife had to get her finances, get her financial mind a little more straight before she came home, right? That was your concern, right? I said, because you, out of your own mouth, has just exhibited the mercy that God has shown on you, because you out of order twice, sir. You are not able to take care of her wholly financially. That's why you telling her she need to get some of her finances together, because Queen ain't had to pay now bill. The Queen didn't have to pay now bill. She went and did groceries with her check, and then she spent the rest the way she liked. She didn't have to pay now bill. IJS. So you want her to pay bills, and you're not taking care of your home right, but you are out here taking care of the church. Not only are you taking care of the church, you was a deacon, now you're a minister, which means you've got an increase. So God does not only showed you mercy, but grace as well, because you got elevation. Where's your mercy for your wife? At that very moment, ring, ding, ding, the phone gets the ring, and his wife on the phone, and he knew that wasn't nothing but God. So I grabbed the phone, and I'm like, I started calling her name and everything like that, and letting her know what the conversation was, because I told her everything. I'm like, and he said he would like for you to be a little more financially savvy. Out of that, she said to me, I am stable. Nobody said anything about stable. But guess what? Overspending, ladies, because we don't like to know that sometimes. Overspending, that be their pet peeve sometimes. And we never want, all we want to say is, we make our money. God tell us to spend wisely. And anything that we are doing in over excessiveness is no bueno. Anything that we are doing in over excessiveness. Now I said all of that to say, because in all of that as well, and his wife wilding out and all of that, He been celibate. And it's a man out here that say there is no such thing as a man that don't cheat. And I ain't saying he ain't never cheated. But y'all might say that there's no such thing as a man that don't cheat, like he can never ever not. Like a man never ever can gain self-control, and I believe that that is said a lot because it's said by people that don't desire to gain self-control. If they out there and they got sexual issues, they wants to be able to roll in it. They just wants to be able to roll in it and ride in it and do what they want and feel how they want and act how they want. Self. That chapter in Ezekiel said that the trees was withering. I ain't even do no study on it. Can you tell me what the trees is withering mean? If the trees is, do y'all know it rain outside? Do y'all know God will stop the rain? If God wants to get your attention, God will stop the rain right on up. But don't you even know that the rain can rain on a tree? And if it ain't bearing fruit, it ain't bearing fruit. I don't care how much rain it gets. If something in that tree is dead, it can rain and rain and rain. It's not going to bear any fruit.